Right, okay, welcome back to another video on the channel. Yesterday we confirmed the signing of Dario Essugo from Sporting, and basically today's just going to be a review of the transfer and who he actually is himself. So as I said yesterday, we confirmed the signing from Sporting on an £18 million fee. I mean, we knew this was going to happen in March time. I think this was announced, or basically said it was going to happen, but it's officially signed now. We have signed from Sporting officially, and they have announced that he will play in the Club World Cup as a backup to Caicedo. So yeah, nothing too unexpected. We all knew it was coming. We all saw it coming. But there hasn't really been much talk about him. I mean, you think about all the players who have signed, who are set to come in. There's been a lot of talk about all of them. Essugo, we haven't really heard much, so I want to get into him a bit more. So look at his career. He's been at Sporting since he was 9 years old in 2014. He started playing professionally in the 2020-21 season, where he had one game for Sporting and their under-23s each. Over the next few years, he was in and out of our actual team and then 23s. Last year or last season, he spent the second half of the season at Savas, I believe it said, in Portugal, in their first division. He became a regular for them, playing 13 games and starting 12 of those. Out of those 30, I think he only missed 2 games in league games in that stint as well. I'm pretty sure he missed the first game and the last game, which was against Sporting. Obviously, he couldn't play because of the loan thing, so he was very much a regular. So he started 12 of the 15 games he was there for, played 13, so became a solid part of their team. This season, he joined Las Palmas in the Liga. Obviously, they did get relegated in the end, but he has shone. There's a reason why there's been a lot of hype around him. He played 27 games then in the league, starting 25 of those, scored 1 goal. It seems to be the people who have watched him seem pretty confident with him. Overall, I think he's a bit of an unknown. He has also represented Portugal at every level from under 15 to under 23, so I think that's something quite confident. I mean, there's clearly a decent player in there. Track record, well, I mean, he's consistently played. He seems to impress wherever he's gone, so there's that. But say he still is relatively unproven. If we look at his play style, of course, he's still got a lot of progressing to do. On the ball, maybe a slight concern. Obviously, he's still he's 20 years of age, but he seems quite strong defensively. I mean, if we look at his stats from last season, he completed, in the league, he completed 811 passes, what was an 85.6% pass accuracy. It was an average of 37.4 per game. You can see the stats on screen, so I'm not going to go through every single thing specifically, but dribbling 12 successful dribbles last year. Touches, he had 1,306. Tackles, he had 45. Duels, 131. Interceptions, 42. Blocks, 7. And actually, if you look at the percentages, it's all right numbers, I think, especially once you get into the tackles, the duels, the interceptions, the blocks, decent numbers. But actually, if we look to try and give them a bit of context, here we have the comparison between him, Ugachukwu at Southampton, and Santos at Strasbourg. Obviously, all play a similar average position. Now, so you just take a pinch of salt. All 3 of them played in different leagues last season. Essugo in the Liga, Ugachukwu in the Premier League, and Santos in Liga. Santos was part of a successful Strasbourg team. Ugachukwu and Essugo both got relegated. But without further ado, here is their per 90 league stats from last season. If we look at passing, Essugo 37.4. With the second most, Ugachukwu 32.4 with the least, and Santos comfortably with the most with 44.1. Dribbles is actually the only category that Ugachukwu comes out on top with 1.03 compared to Santos with 0.57 in second and Essugo 0.55 in third. Touches wise is once again Santos on top with 66.5 per game. Essugo 60.2 in second again, and Ugachukwu miles off it with 50.4. Tackles, once again Santos 2.33 the most, Essugo 2.07 with the second most, and Ugachukwu 1.3 with the third. Duels, once again Santos pretty comfortably 7.18, Essugo 6.04 and Ugachukwu 5.68. Interceptions, Essugo comes out on top with a 1.94. Ushok was 0.76 and Santos 1.01 in second. And blocks, it's once again Santos 0.38. Essugo not too far behind 0.32, and Ukachukwu once again decent bit behind 0.22 per game. So, I mean, obviously, you got to take some sort of a pinch of salt. Some would say Liga's a lot easier. Obviously, Santos is a lot better team. But if you look at his stats, it seems to be that his strengths are clearly defensively, off the ball, winning the ball. And to be fair, if he's going to be a backup to Caicedo, then that's all right. That's all right. I guess we'll get to see him in the Club World Cup, see what he's like. Will he actually play that much? I'm not too sure, to be honest. So he seems, still very unproven. Still a lot of progression to do, but there seems to be a good player in there. So comparing that, I think he's probably more comparable with Ukachukwu based on what sort of seasons them two had last year and what sort of teams they're in. Ukachukwu, I was actually quite impressed with that stint in the Prem. So if he's beating Ukachukwu relatively comfortably on all stats, then that shows there could be something there. He could be a really decent player, but it's hard to tell. We'll have to see more of him. But what's your opinion on Dario Essugo? £80 million, quite a lot for what he's done, but there's potential there, and there's some people who are very confident about it.